It's coffee time. Hold on, I'm gonna wait for my cat to want attention, and then I'm gonna dump him off of the table. It's like he understands people talk. I think that this cat is my familiar. I don't understand quite because I am not of magics, but some days I'm convinced that he understands what I'm saying, and it blows my mind. Hi, Kitty. Do you know what I'm saying? Are you my familiar? Because sometimes you act as though if we are too far apart, his life energy will just drain out of him. I leave a room and he runs after me most of the time, and it cracks me up. But then sometimes he does not care at all. He'll be laying on his cat tree, having a grand old day, and I'll go into the kitchen. He'll be like, alright, I realize you're going in the kitchen, and that's fine. I don't know, man. Cats. Cats are squirrely, man. So, I was thinking about this when I was taking my drink of coffee, and then I saw that the cat jumped up, and then I had to halt my thoughts. But when I was at GemuCon, there were a few people who asked me why I bothered to edit the beginning of these videos and not the end of them. So I'm going to tell you right now, I don't edit these videos at all. What happens is my webcam has a 3-2-1 timer on it. And then if you've seen these videos for a while now, you know that I just manually go in and click it off. You watch me click that camera off. The beginning is a 3-2-1 timer, so I just time when I start. There you are. I know. Oh, immediately laid down. It's like, you can't make me leave if I'm already here. So, that is the answer to that question. I don't edit these videos at all. But the reason that I wanted to bring it up is I need you guys to know how strong the urge is every single day to start my videos off with an awful face. Like, I don't know how many of you guys are part of Pretty Girls' Ugly Faces or have seen those before, but they are incredible sometimes. I will look at those pictures and try so hard to mimic the awful face that some of these girls can make, and it's just, oh gosh, it's like the perfect subreddit for me to just be able to look at all these girls that are like, look, I look super cute and normal, and then their face just contorts into nonsense. It's so good. It's so good. And that's what I always want to do with this show. Is just start off with an awful face and then be like, no, 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 look, it's still me. This is where Jesse would suddenly like pop in. I wouldn't know how he got here, but his face would just slowly move in from the side, and he'd make some sort of a comment like, you say that as though it wouldn't be any less disgusting. That was awful. He would have a better, he would think of a better way to put that. Actually, feel free to think of a better way to put that, anybody who's watching this. If you can replace that awful, awful one-liner that I just came up with something that is more legitimate and funny, I would really appreciate that. So, sometimes I make the mistake of playing cell phone games on my bed. I don't think that there's anything wrong with playing cell phone games on your bed if you are planning on possibly sleeping. If you are not planning on possibly sleeping, you are in a trap, sir. You have decided that that is going to be your fate. Because anytime I play cell phone games on my bed, I fall asleep. I'm going to be honest with you right now, it is past 11 p.m. because the second that news went up, and I knew it was up and it was happy and everything, I decided I'm going to play a little bit of ridiculous fishing before I go and make coffee time. That's what I'm going to do. Because we had the podcast today, I'm trying to get back into the schedule of filming things really early and putting them up at a decent hour. And this is something that I've never quite gotten into the rhythm of, but practice makes perfect. So I had planned on making coffee before the podcast today, and I didn't. And then today, once I had news completely edited and uploaded and everything, I was like, yeah, laid down to play some ridiculous fishing, and woke up now. I slept forever, and I'm like, no, that's gonna mess up my sleep schedule so bad. Because, like I was telling you guys, I've been waking up at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is a really nice time to wake up. It's not too early, it's not too late. I have this huge buffer of time in the morning where I get to kind of work through those sleep hazies by dinking around on Tumblr, seeing what's going on anywhere on the internet. That is the magic of the internet. So I really like waking up that early. I love it. I would love it more if I had more like breakfasty foods around. I could like actually leisurely make myself breakfast, things like that. And now I just know, just thinking to myself, I don't know if I can sleep until 6 now. Like right now I feel tired, but I know that the cat at some point tonight is going to want to play fetch. These are facts that I know to be true. At some point tonight, the cat is going to desperately try to pull the blankets away from my face, and he will drop his fetch ball on my face. This is a true fact. I know also that I will grab the ball and I will hide it so that he doesn't know where it is. He gets confused. And then I will try to go back to sleep. At that point, I will be so distracted by the purring noise and the fact that it's just vaguely light in my room, depending on what time he wakes me up. When he wakes me up at 3, it's typically starting, like just barely starting to get light. And that is the worst, because then I'm like, it's not time to wake up. It's not time to wake up. I know it's not, but I can't go back to sleep. So I'm hoping. Kitty, I implore you to death to just sleep straight through the night tonight. No, don't lick your paw. You're not looking at me. Familiars pay attention to each other. Familiars listen, okay? I don't want to wake up to fetch, okay? He's looking at me dubiously. He's like, girl, you're waking up to fetch. Snap, snap, snap. Such a mean kitty. He's not mean at all. He's rather adorable. I love him very much. But he got so plump while I was gone, my goodness. When I pick him up, I'm like, you are a loaf of a cat. Like bread cat. I don't know what bread cat is, but that's what my cat is. This is bread cat. I don't know what I'm even talking about. Where is my brain? Where's my mind? I just don't know. It's funny, because when I was at GimmoCon, a lot of people were asking about Sherlock Cat, and there was a guy who wasn't quite sure who I was. He was chatting with me and asking me what I do and why people cared so much. And he was like, oh, so you have a cat? And I said, yeah. And he goes, oh, well, it's nice when you travel a lot to have a cat because, cats don't care what you're doing or who you are, even as long as they get food. And I was like, you and I have vastly different cats. My cat cares so much when I'm not home. And apparently, I don't know, I don't know if he's like a full Bombay cat or anything like that. I have no idea, obviously. I got him at a shelter. I saved him. But apparently Bombay cats, along with being overeaters, which is so obvious, I was gone for a week and a half and he is truck-sized. Also, apparently, Bombay cats get very attached to one or a couple people. And I guess he's known Chris and Sarah for a while now, but, not quite as long. If I'm home, he's very sweet to them, but apparently when I was at home, he ignored them. He had no plans to have anything to do with them, which I found so interesting. Because as far as I know, my cat is very sweet and sociable. When I'm around, he is. But apparently if I'm not around, he's just like, she has abandoned me. My life is nothing. I'm like, no, kitty, no! Oh, it's so silly. You're so silly. Huh. He's pawing at my mouse. I think I'm gonna go and try to get Bread Cat out of here because he's like shoving over my keyboard with his body. and trying desperately to play with the cord that the mouse is attached to, and I just know something's going to go wrong eventually. But I hope that you guys had an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Mwah!